No matter what you accomplish in this world, there will always be people who praise and criticize you. The people who do not let this fact affect them can become great. These people will do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. Walt Disney is one of those few. Walter Elias Disney was born on December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. He grew up as your atypical farm boy in Kansas City with his family. The thing that set him apart was his love for stories and drawing. This was put aside when World War I broke out. Disney, who was just 16, wanted to help out, but he got rejected from the army on account of his age. Then, he got his wish and joined the American Red Cross unit. Disney's Red Cross ambulance was covered in cartoons. After coming home from France, Walt had a few odd jobs and then ended up meeting Ub Iwerks. They tried starting a company together, but it went bankrupt. Iwerks, Walt, and Walt's brother Roy then packed up and moved to California. There, they started the Disney Brothers Studio. Forbes magazine has defined the traits of good leaders as having the ability to delegate, communicate, sense of humor, confidence, and resilience. Walt Disney was the type of person who would put a smile on your face. He even insisted that his workers call him Uncle Walt. Walt Disney thought ahead of time and was always on people's good graces. This is how he was able to delegate so well.
Everybody loved the studio. Everybody joyfully worked overtime, put in all the hours needed without any pay. Everybody liked each other and liked Walt.
And if that didn't work, he still wouldn't take no for an answer. The smile that Walt left on people's faces was not solely because he wanted to gain something from you. He truly had a way to communicate and a sense of humor that drew you in. Walt himself could act out a movie he wanted in its entirety by himself.
This man could tell a story so well, and if you had the problem of having to animate this, you're thinking, my God, can I in any way animate this as well as I have seen him do it? And he could pantomime these things. And he could up and he could do every one of these characters. And you believed him.
His confidence radiated from him despite everything he'd been through. Where he was in life was achieved through much toil. He dealt with people stealing his characters, working from a garage, and poverty. This doesn't mean that Walt Disney was just sugar and sunshine. As he aged, Disney became very paranoid.
Walt did a lot of things that were reprehensible and completely unlike the image of Uncle Walt. Uncle Walt was a rascal.
His old ways clashed with modern ideals. He was also extremely racist and sexist.
No women in the animation department whatsoever. Not at all. That was the men's department. So the women were just in the inking and painting department. They just inked the drawings and painted them.
He was as bigoted a person as I've ever encountered, especially in a position of power. He made no bones about not liking this or that type of people.
To top off these traits, Walt was obsessed
Actually,
with credit.
what Walt was trying to accomplish didn't include eulogizing anybody. Nobody else was to be important in their own name. They were important to him. We were important to Disney. But we didn't get credit. We weren't supposed to get credit.
Despite these unsavory things about Walt Disney, he was generally well-liked. His good self outshined his bad side.
Right. Walt Disney, on the one hand, a great producer, inspirer, so on, and on the other, a son of a bitch.
The animation that put Disney on the map was Steamboat Willie. This cartoon was the world's first ever talkie. It had sound synchronized with the animations on the screen.
So we used to have to do everything at one time. And we used to have to run the cartoon. We'd have the fellows with the sound effects. We had the people with the voices. We had the orchestra going, and everybody had to synchronize.
Walt's crazy ideas gained steam after that. His company went on to produce Silly Symphonies, which was one of the first instances where music and animation complemented each other. Then there was Technicolor shorts, most notable of which was Flowers and Trees in 1932. Soon after the release of Flowers and Trees, the company did something completely unprecedented. Disney released the first ever full-length animated film, Snow White.
This is no ordinary apple. It's a magic wishing apple.
Animation coming out of Disney just kept progressing from there. Disney then became obsessed with the idea of a theme park. It changed the face of theme parks forever. There were themed rides, animatronics, and it was a place where people of all ages could have fun. Walking into one of Disney's theme parks was literally like walking into a fantasy. The book Disney Wars even talks about what lengths the Disney parks will take to make the fantasy real for visitors. The moment when a young child's apprehension vanishes to be replaced by awe and delight is what most Disney employees are talking about when they use the word magic to describe their work. Goofy, of course, is real. He was real for that young girl, and in that moment, he was real to me. Walt Disney's efforts have influenced a great deal of people. Chuck Jones even got concepts from Walt Disney's cartoons.
Well, I was criticized because they said I was imitating Disney. It seemed to me quite natural to learn how the hell they would do these things like they did and to make them believable. But I didn't know anything else to do but to study the people that come before me.
This isn't even mentioning how good he was at marketing. He even took to cable shows to raise money for his theme parks.
And it was from how important television was at the time. He understood that. And he understood how you could really motivate people very quickly through this medium of television. He took advantage of it. And he took advantage of it to, he was the first one to shut almost everything in color, even before there was color television, because he knew the longevity of the product would be worth more when it was able to be cycled through. And he was just very, very, very aggressive towards television.
Walt Disney's contributions can be seen all over modern entertainment. Walt Disney was not the kindest person, but he got things done. He led the revolution of entertainment.
It is scary, in a way, the strength of the Disney franchise. Thank God it's toward good, not toward evil, because that kind of power is awesome.
Walt Disney's name has remained a household name even to today. His work has affected all of us in some way or another. His leadership created a legacy that will survive for many years to come. He may have done outrageous things, but the man died with no regrets. He always tried to keep moving forward.
If you had it to do over again, would you do any part of it differently?
Well, if I had it to do over again, I think, no, I don't think I would. I don't know. I hope I don't have to do it over again.